What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Three Amigos Motorsports. Today, I'm going to answer the age-old question of AliExpress. Is it all junk? And I don't really know. So, we're going to get into it. And otherwise, I want to thank all our subscribers. It's been a long winter. We've been a little slow with the videos. Spring's right around the corner. We got a couple new bikes we haven't released yet or shown anybody. And lots of new projects and stuff's coming. So make sure you hit that subscribe button below. And thanks for watching. So, way back in like August, I said, I'm going to buy some AliExpress crap for my KTM here, and we're going to see if it's all junk. I said it was going to be a winter video, and then I kind of forgot about all this stuff. So I bought about $50 worth of stuff. I kind of actually forgot about some decorative stuff. So let's see what I got first of all. Bobby, can you read that? Okay.
Hang on, focusing.
No, we don't really need my address there. I don't need you people showing up my house.
What's his address on camera?
Can you read the top part? Actually, so first I'm going to talk a little bit about the experience. So it's much like Amazon, where everything's, a marketplace of different sellers. So you put the things in your cart, obviously. So when you purchase, I have 4 different products here, maybe more than that. They're all from different sellers. So when you check out, it's technically 4 different transactions. So first of all, I had issues checking out where for some reason it did not like my PayPal, which I've had established for a decade. Shouldn't have been an issue, and it kept declining the order, and I kept redoing it. So I said either something's wrong here or I'm going to get 10 of these orders. It finally went through, but then the problem is with having 4 separate orders is I got 4 separate emails for every motion of the transaction. I got 4 order confirmations, 4 shipping confirmations, 4 shipping updates, 4 updates at the border, 4 updates of customs. So I probably got about 67 emails over this order. So be prepared for that if you're going to use AliExpress. Ironically, I was looking back through since I bought this stuff so many months ago, and I did not get any spam emails since then. So I guess that's a good thing about AliExpress. So let's see what I actually bought. All right, up first, we have some generic little crash protectors. I mean, all these parts were like $6, and then $10 to ship. These I bought because what's the worst that can happen? These are going to be
Can these help you crash?
little just bumpers. You can add on to your crash bars. I'm going to pick, obviously, where it would contact the ground and save from scratching the powder coat. So
these are crash protectors for the crash bars.
yes, crash protection for my crash protection.
Now you're going to get crash bars for these.
Yes. I'm going to actually get these ceramic coated. So, made in China, of course. We got those. I do know I went with everything that has no mechanical function because I do not trust it enough to put something that has a real effect of making it home or not. These are some anodized billet frame covers, which we'll install those later. I think these were literally like $3. I personally do not understand, even with paying somebody 6 cents a day, and we don't condone child labor, but I don't understand how you can machine anything for $3.
It's injection molding.
I mean, they're actually aluminum. They're not plastic. What else did I get? I don't even remember. Ooh, this is some sort of little brake reservoir guard. I mean, it's even powder coated and it has a little or some sort of laser lettering on it. So far, it's actually better than I expected. Put it that way. Another sort of brake guard. And the last thing. Another set of plugs, which just kind of cover like the axle, whatever's, keep the dirt out of places. So again, I went with all things that if these things really fly off and hit Graham or Bobby behind me, I don't care. So we're gonna put these things on our bike, or on my bike, and we'll see how they fit. See how they, I can't say perform. They don't really do anything other than looks, but we'll see how they hold up. Is it sad that I like the plastic ones better?
They look factory.
Yeah.
Oh, throw that in the trash.
All right, you filming now?
Yeah.
All right. So sadly, I can't say I like the anodized orange. But being as these things are all about $3 a piece, I just bought both. So this plug kit just has black plastic, and those honestly look factory. That's one spot it was actually nice to cover up because those just tend to fill with dirt when you get out in the woods. So I got another one of these. These are very straightforward. These go, it's a good question where those go. I'm not quite sure. This, I remember plugs that front axle tube. Seems to be just snug enough that it won't fall out. Well, obviously this one goes on the other side. And I think those go there. Now, I wasn't kidding when I said I bought this stuff in August. It is now March, so I don't really remember. Huh. All right, although I put the black one on the other side, I was going to try to put this anodized orange one in. It is a tight fit. So now, even though I don't like the orange ones, I'm kind of feel obligated to see if that'll actually even fit in there to let you guys know if this even works. So I'm going to grab a mallet. What do you think?
Bigger.
Bigger? A mallet and a screwdriver when I inevitably take it back out.
Give it the old whack.
Usually at no point should you be using a hammer on your bike, but I ride this in the woods, it's okay.
Use a hammer all the time on mine.
Alright, it does fit. Just crushing that O-ring. Actually, it's not as tight as I thought once you get past that O-ring. So those are simple enough. On to the next. One thing I already noticed, with the blunt trauma of using a mallet on this, I actually sheared the O-ring. This should be one O-ring in the center there, and it's sheared. So probably should have put a little lubrication of some sort to get that in there. But now, strip the powder, but before when I used a hammer to get it in, now it's kind of only finger tight. It would probably hold on, but I could also see that easily popping out. To be honest, I'm not crazy about the anodized, so I'm going to go with the plain plastic plug. Those just look factory. So, take that for what you want. I'd still buy this stuff again. I don't mind the black plugs. That fits good. So these bumper guards here actually came with these little gel decals. They're nicely made. They're the old Fauvism or Fauvism or Fauvism? Fauvism. Fauvism?
What?
Yes.
What else you got?
That's not even the right bike. Oh, God. Do it. You're a bunch of hacks.
I don't know if I can do it again. Who kicks with the side of their foot? I was also holding a hammer.
I don't mind those. Obviously, they don't look like anything, but just keep the dirt out of there. I guess a little dirt in there does not hurt anything. But the swing iron ones I did want to protect. This little piece here says Super Adventure. I bought this. We'll get the prices, everything when I added this. Little ABS sensor protector, which I actually like that because it's not unfathomable to think you could catch that on something. So we'll put this one on. I mean, if anything's going to be an issue, it'll probably be the hardware end up rusting, but just slide it in there and see how it fits. Of course, now the issue with this, if I ever have an issue out in the woods, I won't have the Torx bit, and I won't have this size. Or instead of being a Torx bit, it'll be this 3/16 Allen that I won't have.
How long was the other screw?
Yeah, about half the length, the spacer.
Oh, the spacer just pushes it out so the guard gets grabbed on stuff?
Yeah. Well, gives the sensor room.
Oh, gotcha.
That's pretty simple.
Pretty clean.
But I guess at the end of the day, if you had an issue, it would be hooking that thing.
Okay.
I'll keep that in a bag somewhere and forget what it is in a couple of years. All right.
Does it fit?
If it fits, it ships. All right, we'll put this little guard on here. This will make all the difference.
You not adding brake fluid on the side of the trail.
Exactly.
Now it's going to be heavier on the right side.
Well, no one adds brake fluid on the side of the trail. You carry brake fluid in your bike?
Yes, I do.
You don't carry anything. You don't even bring the right gear.
I have brake fluid.
I am now that much more protected. Small twig doesn't stand a chance. Real crash, you just rip this off with the brake reservoir. I like that this at least retains the factory hardware because, you know, the Torx and stuff are what I have in my travel toolkit. I would be willing to bet that if I ever had an issue with this, I probably don't have that size Allen wrench in my toolkit. So that's something to consider. But the finish on these things are all powdered. I mean, lasered with the 1290 Adventure on them. I think there was, if I remember correctly, there was actually choice. You could have it say Super Adventure, 1290 Adventure, KTM, whatever you wanted. So we'll put the last part on. It actually requires a half a thought. And
You gotta drop it. See where.
oh God, who put a lamppost there? Who's steering this thing?
Just drop it.
No, 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 no. This motorcycle's never been down. It's been down a lot. Okay.
I think it went down at dirt days.
So, because we're about legitimacy here, the only way
You're
to
winded.
what?
You're winded.
Well, you know, the only way to properly figure out where these bumpers are going to go is figure out where these make contact. Ah, this hurts.
Can't do it, can you?
I've dropped this bike 10 times, but those times I didn't have a choice. Ah, we'll go this way.
Supposed to set it down gently.
It's all right. Okay.
It's the bottom. Just let it. It's all of it.
Uh-huh. If you come over here, this is going to make people upset, you know. You got a nice bike and you just throw it over in your front yard. That answers nothing because it's just kind of all touching. So, but I'm thinking, you know, that vertical face. So now you guys get 2 for 1 in this video. You're going to watch proper technique on how to pick up a bike. You're going to watch kickstand down. You're going to watch me struggle. All with your back. Not with your knees. Push your butt into the bike. Okay.
How would you do it if the kickstand was on the other side?
Just try not to push it too far where it then just falls on the other side. So, I think I'm going to put those little protectors right there. And I'm going to go talk to my doctor about this hernia. All right, these last piece here, these little frame protectors, they got different fillers for different diameters. I think they'll actually serve a purpose and keep, you know, some rash off next time I take a spill. If I'm a betting man, I know the one issue is going to be the plastic's fine. I guarantee you this hardware will probably corrode. It's cheap hardware, but we'll put prices in. Like I said, these are probably $4. I liked every little thing that I did. Would I buy from AliExpress again? Yes. Still not trusted enough to buy something that has a real mechanical function and makes a difference if I get home or not. So we'll see how it holds up. Leave a comment below. Would you put anything from AliExpress on your bike? I would do it again. Otherwise, you know, I know I'm gonna get crap for dropping my bike, but guys, I ride this thing in the woods. It happens. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Again, spring's right around the corner. We got new bike we still haven't shown to the channel yet, and lots of stuff coming for the season. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.